So good evening, everyone. Okay, my name is, good evening. My name is Binita. So I'll be taking your financial accounting, and this is paper 5, right? Paper 5. You all have a study material? Okay, fine. So welcome you all to CMA Duliajan chapter. And as I have come to know that many of the students are non-commerce students, you have never studied accountancy, right? You have not studied. And the students who are from commerce, they are studying accountancy and other commerce subjects from class 11. So don't worry, as accounts, it's very easy. And as you have done your BTech, you have told you have also done your BTech, and it will be easier for you. Fine. You just have to know the basics of accounting. So a few classes, like 5 to 6 classes, I will be teaching you basics of accounting, and it will be very easier for you to cope up with the lessons or the chapters which you will study in group B and all. Fine. So you are in intermediate. After that, you have to do your clearing your intermediate. You have to do your cost training. Then you will be into finals. Fine. So this is the syllabus. So you have fundamentals of accounting, which I'll be taking for 5 to 6 classes, as I have told you. Then the second part is your accounting for special transactions. Third part is preparation of final accounts, where final accounts for profit organization and non-profit organizations. So here, profit organizations means the organizations, their aim is to make profit, like any company like Oil India, Wipro, right, ONGC, Tata Motors. So they have started their business to earn money. And there are some non-profit organizations also, like that is, we can say, NGOs, right? That also you have to study in. That is your accounts from incomplete, we can say, accounts of the non-profit organizations. That also you have to study. Then you have to study partnership accounts. And the students who are from commerce, maybe Smile is coming, right? Because partnership accounts, like they did in class 12. So that is the basics of partnership account. That is, partnership means what? Like when 2 or more persons, they start business, they do business all together, and that is called partnership, right? So in the partnership, like a new partner comes in, that is called admission. Then a partner will leave the business, that is called retirement, okay? Then a partner may die anytime, so that is called death. And the partnership business can dissolve anytime if any clash will happen, like among them. So that you'll be studying in this part. Then you have to study hire purchase, branch and departmental accounts. So all these are there in your syllabus that you'll be studying. So altogether you have till section F you have, from section A to section F, and the mark segregation is given here. A section is 15%, then 10%, C is 20%, 20%, 15%, and 20%. So a few classes I'll be taking your section A, so that is like we can say the basis of accounts. Okay, so this is the very first meaning of accounting all about. Now, whenever we talk about accounting, so what is accounting all about? Accounting is the language of any business. Accounting is the language of any business. That means, see, suppose I have started a business, or like any XY company, they have started a business. So they have started a business and they have invested some money into the business. Or maybe they are, every day they are paying it to someone, or they are buying something, they are selling, right? So if there is no accounts, so if there is no maintenance of the accounts, if they will not record how much money is coming in, kitna paisa ja raha hai, kitna paisa aa raha hai, how much money is coming in and going out, and how much they are making like, like earning, or like salary is given, or rent is given, or interest they are paying or maybe getting, if they will not record at the end of the year, how they will come to know what is the profit? How they will come to know where they are standing, right? So whether they are making profit or they are suffering loss, they won't be able to know, right? उन लोगों को पता ही नहीं चलेगा क्या हो रहा है बिजनेस में, how much I have invested or how much you have invested, okay? How you will come to know if there is no accounting? So that is accounting all about. Accounting is like recording all the monetary, or we can say the financial transactions of the business. Okay, how much money you are putting in into the business, how much money, like, you are investing to buy land, building, or maybe plant, machinery, how much money you are paying for salary, you are giving salary to your employees. So if all these are not recorded, then how will you come to know where you are standing at the end of the year? So year means we are talking about financial year. Okay, so in accounting, the financial year generally starts from 1st of April. So 1st of April, so that is the financial year starting, that you remember. Okay, so financial years are right now, it is 24 January. So now financial year is like 22-23, right? 22-23. So when it will be March 31st, then again 1st April will come, so that will be again 24-25, right? So financial year starts from April 1 and ends at 31st March, that you remember. Fine? So if we'll talk about like calendar year, that will be January to December. Okay, so generally the organizations, they keep the records in the financial year. Like, generally they see and take it financial year as from April to March. Fine? Clear? Okay. So here, accounting means, accounting is the language of what? Language of business. Okay, accounting is the language of business. So accounting is the art of recording. So whenever we are doing accounting, suppose I am an accountant, that means what I am doing it, I am recording. So what I am recording? I am recording all the business transactions. Business transactions means the transactions which are happening every day. I'm paying salary, the company or the business is paying salary, right? Like sold goods or purchased goods. So these are business transactions. So recording business transaction is one part of accounting. So if you are an accountant, that means you are recording the business transactions. Fine? Then all the transactions are classified. Because see, today I'm paying wage, tomorrow again I will pay wage. So wage account, so that is one account. So today I am paying wage, suppose 1,000 wages. We pay wages to the laborers. Daily laborers come. So today I am paying 1,000. Tomorrow again I'll pay 1,000. Yesterday I have paid 1,000. So that 1,000, 1,000, 1,000 we will record in the wages account. So that's a separate account. Fine. So that is called classification here we are talking about. So sometimes we are paying salary, sometimes we are paying wages, sometimes we are paying, suppose, rent. So for that, different accounts are prepared. So that is called classifying. Okay, what we classify? The similar nature items, or we can say the accounts are classified. Have you all understood? Okay, then all these are summarized. Okay, so that like the users will understand. Fine? And interpreting means what? Interpreting means giving meaning to it. Whatever you are recording, whatever you are classifying, whatever you are summarizing, you are giving meaning to it. That is called interpreting. Interpreting in terms of money transactions. As I've told you, like non-monetary transactions are not recorded in accounts. Accounts means money. Okay, so non-monetary transactions. I am walking. Okay, I am sleeping. These are like these are transactions. These are also like, we can say some happenings, but these are non-monetary transactions. Fine. I am the businessman, businesswoman, and I am sleeping. So that is not business transaction. So business transactions has to be, in terms of money. Fine. So here, interpreting in terms of money transactions and events. So whatever the transactions and the events, so that is recorded, classified, summarized, and interpreted. Fine? So that is called accounting all about. Fine? So then only the users of the accounting will understand. Who are the users of the accounting? Who are the users? The owners at the end of the year, who will use the accounting? Okay? The owners, the shareholders, right? The customers, the investors, the creditors. Okay, they will also like to see what is this company doing. The bankers, the government, they also want to see what is this company doing, right? So they are the users of the accounting. So they will see what is happening with this particular company. So that's why accounting is maintained. Accounting is maintained, accounts are maintained by each and every company, whoever is doing business. And if anyone is not maintaining, that means that person doesn't know where he is standing, whether he is making profit. Money is coming or money is going, how much money is coming and how much money is going, the person will not able to understand and know. Am I clear to everyone? So that is all about your accounting meaning. Okay, so I was talking about accounting. So what is the process of accounting here? You can see what an accountant or the person who works in accounts department, he does it. Fine. So the first one is identifying the business transactions and event. So first thing, the person wants to know or will identify what are the business transactions, whether it is a business transaction or not. If it is not a business transaction, that is not recorded. If it is not a business transaction, nothing to do with the business, that is not recorded. What will be recorded? Suppose salary paid rupees 5,000. That is a business transaction, right? Sold goods for rupees 10,000. That is a business transaction. Purchase plant for rupees 50,000. That is business transaction. So that is recorded. Fine. So the first one is identifying the business transactions and events. Second one is measuring the identified transactions and events. Those are measured. Okay. Then all those are recorded. Recorded, right? That is recording the business transactions. So recorded in journal with the help of source document. Source document means memo, cash memo, vouchers. So these are, invoice. These are source document. When you go to buy something in the market, so they will give you a cash memo. So that is a source document. So from the source document, the transactions are recorded. So that is recorded in journal. It is recorded in journal. So that's a new word for you, right? Journal. First one is like source document. Okay, so from the source document where how much you have purchased or sold, or like how much, what you are paying. So all these things are written. Okay, and from that, what you do you record the business transactions. Then you classify the business transactions. Then you summarize it. Okay. Then you analyze all the business transactions. You analyze minutely. Then you interpret it, whether you are making profit or not, or what is the expense, or what is the revenue, what is the loss. Okay, what is the cash available with us, how much money is in the bank. Okay, so what is the amount of sales this year, how much you have purchased raw material. So all those you'll be able to come to know, okay, when you will analyze all the business transactions. Then you'll be able to interpret it. That is giving meaning to it. Then you can communicate to the users. You can communicate means, see, if it's a limited company, they have to publish their business accounts. They have to publish their liability and the asset position in the newspaper. So that is like communicating. The end users who wants to see and know or interested, or we can say the stakeholders of the company, they will be able to see what is the company doing, what is the liability position and asset position. So liability is a new word for you, asset is a new word for you, and one word I have mentioned you, that is journal. Okay, I'll come back to you what is journal all about. So liability, asset, these are new terms for you that you need to learn. Fine? Okay. This is clear? Everyone clear? Okay, so I'll tell you few accounting terms here. The first one I have told you, that is transaction. Okay, transaction. One of the example of transaction is like salary paid. That is business transaction. So it has to be monetary transaction. Business transaction means it has to be monetary transaction. Fine? That you remember. It has to be expressed in terms of money. Any non-monetary transaction, that is not a business transaction. If you're recording, means there has to have some money value. Salary paid rupees this much. Okay? Sold goods for this much. So that is your transaction all about. Understood? Okay. Now, goods or services. This word we will be using it in accounts. Goods or services. So can you give me one example of good? Good. Book, okay. Service? Teaching, banking, right? Insurance, communication. So these are the example of services. So goods can be seen, that is tangible, and services you cannot see, that is intangible, right? So here, if the organization is engaged in, okay, producing goods or providing service, okay? Providing services. So that is your goods and service. That is produced or procured for the purpose of sale. Okay? So if the organization is producing some goods, X goods suppose, or procured. Procured means buying from the producer and selling it to the customer. So if goods are produced or procured for the purpose of sale, that is like goods or service. Okay? In business. Fine? And you know what is profit, right? Profit you know. Loss you know what is loss all about. Fine. Now come to asset. We are talking about asset. Fine. So asset means what? Like, yes, one of the example of asset is machinery. Asset of a business is one of the example is your machinery. So what is it? An asset is a resource controlled by an entity. Entity means here we are talking about that particular organization or the firm or the business, and from which economic benefit are expected to come to the entity. So that means, as she has given the example, plant and machinery, right? So plant and machinery is purchased. You're investing suppose 5 lakhs rupees, fine? So why the organization has purchased? Because that plant and machinery is used to produce goods. So that means the asset is giving what? Economic benefit. Economic benefit to the firm. Because that asset is used to produce the goods. Fine. So we have some examples of asset, that is your plant, machinery, land, building, right? All these are example of asset. Fine. Cash in hand, cash at bank, that is also example of asset. Asset means property of the business. Okay, so property of the business. So that is called asset all about. So we have many examples of assets. So we'll see this. Then asset can be, in accounts, asset can be tangible or non-tangible, intangible. Tangible or intangible. Tangible means which you can see, right? Land you can see, building you can see, plant you can see. Right? And there are some intangible asset also, which we record it in the asset side of the business. So that is goodwill of the business. That is one of the example, goodwill. Okay, so what is goodwill? What is goodwill? Reputation, yes. Reputation of the firm is also an asset. Reputation of the firm, that is called goodwill. You have to, you record that in the asset side. Asset side, that you remember. Goodwill is an asset. So goodwill here, we cannot see goodwill. Can we see? We cannot see goodwill. But plant we can see, that's why it is intangible. Land we can see, building we can see, that's why it is tangible. So goodwill we cannot see, but it is an asset. Fine? So goodwill has a value, and there are some formulas to calculate goodwill. So name, fame, and reputation of the company, that is called goodwill, that is also an asset. Fine? Okay. Now next one is liability. Liability. Liability means here, suppose I have taken or I have borrowed some money from you, suppose 5,000. Fine? 5,000. So that is my liability is what I have to give you 5,000 rupees. That is my liability. Getting it? That is not asset. I have taken money from you. That means I have taken loan from you. That is a liability. Okay? So I have taken something from you and I have to return it back to you. So that is liability all about. Because you are liable to pay. I have taken and I am liable to pay. So that is liability. Fine? Clear? Okay. So liability is what? Obligation of the entity. Entity means firm. It is the obligation of the entity that they have to pay it back. So example is loan taken from bank. So that is your liability all about. Clear? Okay. Now next is capital. So what is capital all about? So capital means I have started a business, okay, or I want to start my business. Suppose I want to start a beauty parlor. Fine. So capital as in like I have some money and I'm investing. So to start a beauty parlor, what all required? A room is required. A room is required, right? Or maybe I have purchased a small 1 BHK flat, suppose. So I have invested money. So that is in form of your building. So that is your capital. Fine. That means capital means here you are investing some money into the business. Investing some money into the business. Initially, whatever you are investing, okay, whatever you are investing, that is your capital all about. So it can be in the form of cash, it can be in the form of any asset or stock. Okay, so that will be capital all about. Or we can say money. Suppose you have introduced some money into the business. So here, as I've told you about journal, so it will be when capital is introduced into the business, that means in the business money is coming in. Money is coming in, right? In my beauty parlor, money is coming in. So it will be cash account DR to capital account. DR means debit. We'll come back to you what is debit and credit. But when money comes into the business, then money, that cash will be debited, right? So the proprietor, when the proprietor will invest money into the business, or any stock into the business, or any asset into the business, so that will be called as capital. Fine? Okay. Now next one is drawings. Have you heard about drawings? What is drawings? What is drawings? Yes. So drawing means if the proprietor, he is withdrawing money, okay, or goods, or cash or goods. Suppose you have your own grocery shop. Every day customers are coming and you are selling. Okay, you are selling rice, dal. And one day your mother is like, beta, please get 5 kg of rice. Okay, so from your shop, you are giving 5 kg of rice to your mother. So that means you are withdrawing goods. Withdrawing goods, because good is what? Good is like what you have purchased to sell it. Rice you have purchased to sell it. So that is good. So withdrawing good, or my is like you get 10,000 rupees today from your business. So you're withdrawing cash. So withdrawing goods or cash by the proprietor from his business for personal use, that is called drawing all about. Clear? Am I clear to you? Okay. So you need to remember about asset, liability, and capital. Okay? As well as drawing. Fine? Okay. Okay. So here fine. So I was talking about accounting, the very first one step, that is recording of transactions. Okay, recording of transactions. Suppose one of the transaction is like cash that is introduced into business. Cash introduced into business. So rupees 50,000. So this is called transaction. Okay, so this is one of the example of transaction. Cash introduced into business rupees 50,000. This is called transaction. So that is the first recording of transaction. That is the first step involved in accounting. You have to record it. What you will record, the first step is like, as soon as the transaction will happen into the business, you have to record it. So the first, suppose this is the first one. Okay, this is one of the transaction, cash introduced into the business rupees 50,000. So you have to record it, and this is transaction, and you can record it in the form of journal. So journal is called as the original entry. Okay, journal is called as the original entry. So here you will be record it as the cash is coming into the business. I will teach you how to do journal. Here, cash account debit to, it will be capital account. Yes, capital account. So in your business, you have introduced cash, so that is in the form of capital. ठीक है, बिजनेस में पैसा आया और कैसे आया, क्यों आया, वो कैपिटल बन के आया. ठीक है. So in accounting there are two aspects. One is debit, another one is credit. Fine. In accounting there are two aspects. One is debit, another one is credit. So there has to be two aspects. That's why it is called as double entry system of bookkeeping, or we can say accounting. Fine. There has to be two aspects. So the first one is we record the transaction. This is the transaction. Okay. Then we give the journal entry. So journal is also called as what? Original entry. We do the journal entry in the books of accounts. Then we do ledger. Ledger is like we post ledger into various accounts. We post ledger into various accounts. So in this transaction, various accounts are what? There are two accounts here. We'll prepare cash account and capital account. Fine. From journal, we post ledger. Fine. So this is sequentially it is coming. Journal is like given entry date-wise. Date-wise, January 1, January 2, January 3, date-wise journal is given, recorded, then it is posted into the ledger in different accounts. So that is called classifying. We classify. All the cash related transactions we post in the cash account. All capital related items we will post in the capital account. All sales related items we will be posting in the sales account. Am I clear? Okay. So after ledger, okay, so next it comes like we can prepare cash book or various subsidiary books. Okay, we can prepare cash book. So what is cash book all about? In the cash book, all monetary transactions are recorded. All money related, only money related. If you're like, business is getting money, business is like paying money or like receiving money. So all monetary transactions are recorded in the cash book. So from ledger, like whatever will be the balances of the ledger. Suppose at balance of cash account, balance of sales account, capital account, all the balances are recorded in trial balance. We prepare trial balance. Fine. So what is trial balance all about? In the trial balance, balances of various accounts are recorded. Okay. Balances of various accounts. There can be various accounts. As I've told you, it can be salary account, it can be rent account, it can be capital account, cash account. If purchase land account. If you purchase building account. So various accounts, you will get the balances of various accounts. Fine? Multiple accounts you will get it. When you are doing business, every day there will be something and the other transactions. ठीक है, सैलरी पे किया, रेंट पे किया, कमीशन आया, इंटरेस्ट दिया, इंटरेस्ट मिला, डिस्काउंट दिया, डिस्काउंट आया. There you will get plenty of accounts or the transactions. So all those are recorded in the form of journal, then posted into the ledger, and when you'll prepare ledger, you will get the balances ठीक है, कैश में इतना बैलेंस है, सेल्स इतना किया, ठीक है, डिस्काउंट अलाउड के नाम पे इतना आया, डिस्काउंट इतना रिसीव हुआ, सो वी विल गेट व्हाट, balances of all the accounts. Fine. So that is your trial balance all about. So in the trial balance, we'll get balances of different accounts. Clear? Fine. Then from trial balance, we can, okay, prepare what? Financial statements. Okay. So from trial balance, we can prepare financial statements. So that you have to do it. Now from here, your journey will start. Right, from here your journey will start. From financial, like from trial balance, okay, you can prepare financial statement. That means you can prepare profit and loss account, and you can prepare balance sheet. Fine, you can prepare profit and loss account, and you can prepare balance sheet. Fine. So I was talking about balance sheets here. Here in the balance sheet, this side is liability, and this side is your asset. Okay, I was talking about liability and asset, right? So this side is your liability, and this side is your asset. Fine. So asset are what? Land, building, okay, cash in hand, cash at bank, all those you record in the asset side. And in the liability side, what do you record it? Yes, loan and all, right? So it is you write capital. So capital is also liability, because the proprietor, see, I am the proprietor, I am introducing money into the business, so that will be in the form of capital, right? So we write capital in the liability side. And taking loan from bank, taking loan from bank, that is also, we write it in the liability. Fine. So from here we can draw that asset equal to capital plus, yes, liability. Fine. So this is, we can say, accounting equation in short. Asset equal to capital plus liability. So this is in short summary of, we can say, accounting equation. What is it? Accounting equation. So whenever we talk about accounting equation is asset equal to capital plus liability. Clear? Any doubt? Anybody has any question? Any doubt? Understanding it? Understanding it? You're not finding it difficult, no? Understanding? Fine. Okay, so I was talking about accounting. So in short, accounting is what? Summarizing the financial data into meaningful format. Okay, meaningful format. So format is in the form of your profit and loss account and balance sheet. Okay, so in the profit and loss account, what we do it, what we record it, we record all the expenses. We record all the expenses and losses. Fine. That is in the debit side. So, and in the credit side, we record all the incomes and gains. Incomes and gains. So if the business is, business has any expenses, like I'm repeating now, salary paid, rent paid, okay, interest paid. So all these are expenses. Okay, so loss on selling of any asset. So all the expenses and losses are recorded in the debit side. Fine. So that you remember. See, whenever we talk about debit, always remember all the expenses and losses are debited. Okay, we are paying salary paid, rent paid. It will be salary account debit, rent account debit. So all the expenses are debited. So in the profit and loss account, we record, in the debit side, we record only expenses and losses. Fine. So whenever we are preparing profit and loss account, in the debit side, this is debit side. Okay, left hand side is the debit side. We record only expenses and the losses. Fine. And in the credit side, we record only incomes and gains. Okay, if anything comes, suppose interest received, like rent received, commission received. So anything you're receiving, some some amount of money is coming into the business. So that will be recorded in the profit and loss account credit side. That you remember. All the expenses are always recorded in the debit side, and all expenses are recorded in the credit side. Clear? Is it clear to you? Okay. So when, see, when income and gain is more than expenses and losses. So when you have calculated, you have found that this side this is 50,000, and when you have calculated this side it is 40,000. So what is the difference? 10,000. Which is more, this or this? Yes, credit side is more. That means income is more. If income is more than expenses, it is profit or loss? Profit. So what is the difference? 10,000 is the difference. So 50 minus 40, 10,000 is the difference. So when you are telling it, this side you are writing 50,000, this side 50,000. So this is your difference. So here this will be your profit, net profit. Understood? And if expense and loss is more than income and gains, that will be loss. So you will be writing this side, by net loss. If it's profit, to net profit. Clear? Am I clear to you? Fine. Profit and loss account is clear? Fine. So from where we prepare profit and loss account? इससे पहले कौन सा स्टेप था? कहाँ से? ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट. उससे पहले क्या था? Yes, trial balance. So from trial balance, whatever the items will be there, items and the amount, from there we will select and we will write in the profit and loss account. ठीक है? Expenses, losses, revenue और income balance sheet में नहीं आएगा. ठीक है? वो याद रखना है. We will get plenty of accounts. Okay? In the trial balance, you will get one trial balance, and in the examination, you will be asked to prepare trading account, profit and loss account, balance sheet. So in PL account, you will not write liabilities and asset. ठीक है? liability के घर ही जाएगा, asset के घर ही जाएगा, और expenses and losses कहाँ पे जाएगा? Yes, PL account and income and in the credit side and in the debit side. Fine. Okay. Now whenever we are talking about balance sheet, I have told you this side is liability. Fine. And this side is assets. Fine. Suppose here you have introduced capital. You have started a business, you have introduced capital, suppose 50,000 you have introduced. Written. Okay. Directly you are writing. Fine. You have introduced 50,000 capital. Okay? Then you have, suppose, cash in your hand, 10,000. Okay? 10,000. And machinery is, you have purchased for 40,000. ठीक है? कैपिटल कहाँ से आया? आप पैसा लाए, बिजनेस में डाल दिया. पैसा कितना लाया? 50,000. ठीक है? 50,000 आप पैसा ले आए और वो बिजनेस में डाल दिया. वो क्या हो गया? बिजनेस में क्या लाए? पैसा लाए. वो पैसा को क्या बोलेंगे? What we'll call it? Capital. So it is cash account DR to capital account. ठीक है? जो पैसा आया 50,000 वो कैपिटल हो गया, लेकिन वो पैसे से हमने 40,000 का मशीनरी खरीद लिया. वही पैसा, मान लो कि ये वाला बिजनेस है. ठीक है? मेरा ये रूम बिजनेस है. आज से बिजनेस स्टार्ट 50,000 में लेके आगे. 50,000 है ना? लेके आ गया हाथ में पैसा 50,000. ये 50,000 से क्या करना है? अभी मशीनरी खरीदना है. मशीन, जहाँ से मशीन खरीदने के लिए गए वो लोग बोले कि 40,000 लेना पड़ेगा. तो मेरे पास अभी ये 50,000 है, तो 40,000 उसको देख के 40,000 उसको देख के क्या गया मेरे से? कैश गया. कैश कम हो गया. ठीक है? सो कैपिटल से गया, कैश गया. कितना गया? 40,000. सो कैश के बदले क्या आया? Yes, so machinery 40,000 क्या आया, क्या रह गया, 10,000 cash. So it is telling, no, 50 and 50. And always remember, as I've told you, in accounting there are two aspects, debit and credit. किसी ना किसी तरह से दोनों को मिलाना ही पड़ेगा. If it is 50,000 here also it has to 50,000. Otherwise you are wrong. नहीं तो आपको बोलेंगे you are corrupted accountant. पैसा खा लिया. कहाँ गया पैसा? है कि नहीं? So you have to tell it because कहीं गलत नहीं है तो everything has to tell it. So here it is 50,000 and 50,000. ठीक है? Understood? Okay. Now you are like मेरा तो पैसा खत्म. Only 10,000 I have. Now I have to buy raw materials. I have hired these people. I have to pay them salary. कहाँ आपके पास पैसा कहाँ से लाएंगे? Now I have approached SBI Bank. ठीक है? So SBI Bank से मैंने लोन लिया, लेकिन लोन तो वो ब्रांच मैनेजर छोड़ेगा नहीं. From next month onwards, he is like, you give me interest, or this loan is only for 8 years, suppose. That will be loan. I have to pay it back in principal plus interest. Okay? So loan I will write it here. Bank loan. कितने का? Suppose I have taken it for 50,000. ठीक है? So ये क्या हो गया अभी? 1 lakh हो गया. इसमें क्या हो गया? 50 हो गया. कितना का डिफरेंस है? So जब लोन लिया वो ब्रांच मैनेजर मुझे क्या दिया? हाँ? कैश दिया ना? So I will write it here. इसमें ऐड हो जाएगा 50,000. ठीक है? तो इसमें 1 लाख, इसमें 1 लाख हुआ कि नहीं? So I will tell you here 1 lakh. Here 1 lakh. That means in accounting we are recording every aspect. If you are recording machinery, you are recording cash. Machinery आया, cash गया. Getting it? That is called double entry system of accounting. ठीक है? बैंक लोन लिया, बैंक लोन तो नाम पे नहीं ना, बैंक लोन पैसा दिया ना बैग में. So that money has come, no? How much money? 50,000. So we are adding it, no, with cash. So in the form of bank loans, and cash is coming in. Cash is coming in, and bank, that is in the form of your bank loan. Got it? So that is called double entry system of bookkeeping. For every debit, there is a credit. ठीक है? If you are debiting something, you have to credit. If you are debiting cash, you have to credit machinery. If you are debiting machinery, you have to credit cash. Okay? So आप लोगों को अभी वही सीखना है नेक्स्ट क्लास से, किसको डेबिट करेंगे, किसको क्रेडिट करेंगे. Getting it? But you have to debit something and you have to credit something. डेबिट अकेला नहीं होगा. डेबिट के साथ पीछे होगा क्रेडिट. Okay, so there has to be 2 columns. One is for debit, one is for credit. So that's why it is called as double entry system of accounting or bookkeeping, we can say. So in accounting, we consider both the aspect, 2 aspects. Fine, clear? Am I clear to everyone? Okay. Okay, so I was talking about account, okay? Account, various types of account. Example, various types of account. Huh? Sales account, machinery account, cash account. These are various types of account. Okay. So an account is defined as a summarized record of transactions related to a person or a thing. Person भी हो सकता है ना? Okay. It can be any person. You have purchased goods. The business has purchased goods from Mohan. Right? Mohan. So purchase account दिया to Mohan account. ठीक है? पैसा नहीं दिया तो मोहन के नाम लिखना पड़ेगा ना? नहीं तो कैसे पता चलेगा कि मोहन को पैसा देना है या सोहन को? है कि नहीं? One day you buy it from Mohan, one day you buy it from Sohan, one day you buy it from Tina. How come you'll come to know if you'll not record that you have to pay how much money to Mohan and Sohan? Getting my point? So here an account is defined as a summarized record of transactions related to a person or a thing. ठीक है? Machinery account, Sohan account, Tina account, Meena account, sales account. ठीक है? So that is account all about. And an account has 2 sides, as I've told you, 2 sides. That is your left side is your debit side. Left side is called debit side, and right side is called credit side that I have shown you in PL account. Fine? Clear? Okay. So this is the meaning of account. Okay, types of accounts. Types of account we will discuss in the next class. Fine? Okay. Understood? Any doubt? Any doubt? What have you understood today? What have you understood? Anything from financial accounting? Accounting is the language of business. From accounting, what we come to know? What we come to know? What we can ascertain? Okay, we come to know about transactions. Okay. Yes. So, from a financial statement, or we can say from accounting, at the end of the year, we'll be able to come to know or ascertain whether the company is making profit or loss, or what is the solvency position of the business. Okay, what is the asset position of the business? What is the liability position of the business? What is the net profit? Okay, so all this we come to know. Fine. So thank you so much. Okay. Hope you have understood, and I expect that you all will come for classes regularly. Okay. All of you are from Duliajan? All of you are from Duliajan? You? Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you so much.